Alright, what's up guys? So today, I'm going to try a workout that I've tried a couple times and honestly not finished. It is essentially a rendition of the open workout 19.3. Same workout, same time cap, same everything. The only difference is, instead of a 25-foot handstand walk, increments for 200 total feet, I'm going to be doing a 25-foot handstand walk for 200 feet total, but there's a handstand obstacle in the middle of it, which makes it super spicy. So I've tried it like twice, I think. Didn't get close. I think today is the day. I'm feeling it. Let's go get it. I've always wanted to try this workout and finish it. Not really sure if it's finishable, if it's doable, but because 10 minutes is pretty aggressive, but we will see. Let's find out. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to where you get to watch me suffer through a workout. And today we have a special treat of a workout. Like I mentioned, we are redoing an open workout and making this a little bit harder. So let's go ahead and get started. First off, we are off in 3, 2, 1, and we are getting it. So first of all, you guys kind of already know what I'm doing, but I will just say it again for those of you who don't actually know what 19.3 is. So originally, 19.3 is a 200-foot single arm overhead walking lunge, 50 dumbbell box step ups with just one dumbbell at 24 inches or 20 inches. And again, the dumbbell is 50 pounds for males and 35 pounds for females. And then 50 strict handstand push-ups inside a 36 by 24 inch box. And then a 200-foot handstand walk inside 25-foot increments. You couldn't be any more than that. You couldn't like go like 50-foot increments. It had to be 25-foot increments. So doing this workout, instead of what we're changing out though, instead of doing a 200-foot handstand walk, we are instead doing a 200-foot handstand walk, but with an obstacle in the middle of it. So if you can look at my handstand obstacle, or my handstand walking right now, orange cones to orange cones is 25 feet, and then I delineated and put the yellow cones there next to my handstand obstacle to let me know that it was 5 feet. So hypothetically, if I failed, I could kick up at the yellow cone, which I don't think I failed. So technically this workout I did fully unbroken, which I'm actually slightly impressed with myself. So first off, let me clarify a couple different things. Yesterday on the field, we did a crap ton of body weight lunges and sled pushes. So my knees are still a little bit, I'm still rehabbing a little bit, so it's a little bit wonky. This is probably the first time I've lunged this much, and honestly this heavy for a while. So if it looks like I'm not locking out one of my knees, it's because I really am not locking out one of my knees. So, get over that. Like, yes, you could sit here all day and say you're not locking out that one knee, Jacob. That's a no rep. Yes, I know it is. I'm being careful on it. Instead of jumping straight into things and trying to attack things 100% effort, you have to realize that you have to rehab things and kind of give a little time to heal up. So that's essentially why it looks like that, my lunge. I know it looked like that when I did it, and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to lock out every single time. Let's just kind of treat it as a soft knee bend. And sometimes it wouldn't even really hit the floor that hard or hit the floor at all. And so, you just got to deal with it. Anyways, we're on the box step up. So I've tried to do this workout I think twice now, and I wasn't able to finish it. And it mostly came down to, every time it came down to just the handstand obstacle. Like the strict handstand push-ups, the three movements before it don't really matter in the long run. It comes down to the handstand walk. And for those of you who may not have strict handstand push-ups, and you did 19.3 and they were really difficult, maybe you only got a few, it may come down to the strict handstand push-ups, and that's fine. But for me, it came down to the handstand obstacle and getting there with enough gumption, enough like strength and enough like ability to lock out and walk on my hands to actually do the obstacle itself. So for those of you who are wanting to do this workout, who are wanting to scale it, like the scaling options, like obviously you should be able to do a single arm overhead walking lunge with a 35 or a 50-pound plate or dumbbell. If that's really honestly too difficult, maybe just drop down to the lighter weight, so 35 pounds for males and like a 20-pound for females. And then use obviously the same dumbbell you use on a walking lunge that you should use on the box step up. Now, when you approach the handstand push-ups, if strict handstand push-ups are just honestly way too difficult to do and you're only getting a few reps, this isn't the open. this isn't the open, so don't worry about it. So instead, do kipping, or maybe do less reps, right? So maybe it's 50 kipping handstand push-ups you can't do strict, or maybe if you can do strict, but you can't really do that many because then you just burn out at, say, like 10, or maybe like 20 or 30, then maybe do like a couple strict in the beginning and then go straight to kipping. So what I'm trying to say is, like, if 50 strict handstand push-ups is just like absolutely way too much, and then just knock the reps down and say, like, I'm gonna do 15 strict and then 35 kipping. That's completely fine. This isn't the open. Feel free to scale it as necessary. So I'm on the strict handstand push-ups. I think I got there around like a little over 4 minutes. Compared to my open workout 19.3, I believe I got to the strict handstand push-up sub 4. So like a 3, I don't know exactly what sub 4 means, like at what point was sub 4, but it was sub 4. I don't remember exactly how far. I believe it might have been around like 350, maybe 345. And so this is slower, right? So don't get me wrong, this is going to be slower than my open workout. And it's not necessarily because I can't go as fast, although the lunging and the box step ups I didn't feel great doing because of my knee, so I decided to kind of slow it down, and like I mentioned, treat that one knee as kind of a soft knee where I'm not really locking it out as great as I should, which I understand that, but like I mentioned, I decided to treat it nice. So anyways, so when it comes down to this, I decided to treat it kind of slow in the beginning because I wanted to approach the handstand obstacle feeling like I could accomplish it unbroken. I've done this, I think, 2 other times before where I've attempted this, and both times I got to the handstand obstacle, don't get me wrong, but both times I got there and just started failing over and over again. I get like maybe one side, like I do the ramp to the stairs perfectly fine, but then I get the stairs and I just start failing a few reps, and then I finally get over, and then I do the ramp again, then I get back to the stairs and fail a couple times, and it was just like a success and failure, and it was kind of like up in the air, like a 50-50. And the thing is, like, if you fail a handstand obstacle, it takes off so much time because you fail, so the time you put into resting before that is wasted. The time you did doing that obstacle is wasted. And now you've got to sit there and rest before you re-kick up, which is wasted. And so just a lot of wasted time because you have to do it unbroken, right? Like I mentioned previous in the video, I put out the yellow cones there to delineate that I could break every 5 feet, but I actually decided, you know what, as soon as I got there, I felt pretty good. I decided I should have kicked the cones out of the way. But I decided, you know what, I'm doing this unbroken. I don't care if I can't get it. I'm going to restart over. Now, of course, if I fail on the obstacle, if I had used the yellow cones and I failed in the obstacle, I wasn't going to like kick up on the obstacle at 5 foot in, right? Like I decided it was just yellow cones or orange cones, essentially. Hopefully that makes sense. So we are finally on the handstand obstacle. I have to do 200 feet, which is 25 foot increments. It's 4 down and backs, right? So I'm going down and back 4 times. So I will be trying each portion of the handstand obstacle and attempting each side. So I'll go, the first down will be ramp to stair, and then of course back will be stair to ramp, and that'll be 1 down and back of my 4. The difficulty with trying to handstand, I love the handstand obstacle, like don't get me wrong, Titan makes a great product. The one sucky part about it, but I think it's the same for any product you use for handstand obstacle, is the fact that it's kind of like, the material is kind of like plastic, and so sweat isn't soaked up, which is great because, you know, it doesn't smell or anything like that. But the problem is the sweat just sits on top of it, and so when I'm sweating really bad, you'll see me like wiping myself down in between reps, is because my hands are really sweaty and it's leaving puddles of sweat on the obstacle. And it's not bad for like the ramp, but the stairs are terrible because the water just kind of pools and just kind of sits there, and so that's not really great when you're trying to handstand obstacle, when you're trying to walk through sweat. All right, so that's 2. At this point, I knew, okay, I've got 2 done, I'm halfway done, and I've got 1 minute and 50 seconds at the time when I dropped down, so now at this point I got 1 minute 40 seconds, so I should be able to accomplish it. I think what happened was and I was able to accomplish it, but this third down and back, I felt pretty decent. My 4th down and back, I was pretty much shot at that point. Like, you have to realize, like, all the pressing or holding out you've done before and the strict handstand push-ups, and now you're trying to accomplish an obstacle at a really high heart rate, and especially not a high heart rate, but also like you've done a lot of pressing out and upper body work, and so that was the difficult part.
And really when it comes down to the handstand obstacle, like if you do a rep and you feel smooth, like like my first rep I did, right? The first time I did across this handstand obstacle in this workout, I did it really fast. If you do it really fast, you feel really good and that confidence carries over. But when you do a rep and fail, or do a rep and you kind of like have to like catch yourself when you're kind of like taking a little more time than normal, it's really a detriment to the whole workout because one, it wastes time, and two, like you almost lose that confidence for the next rep because you think, okay, that rep was hard to do and difficult, so maybe this rep I should rest a little more, and so that becomes a difficult part of the workout. So this is the last part. I gotta finish this workout in 30 seconds. Like I mentioned, the stairs are getting super sweaty, and so I decided to wipe them off because I was like, okay, I need to hit this. Now at this point, when I look at the clock and say I got 20 seconds, it's a do or die. Like, there's no doubt about it. I can't fail this rep. If I fail this rep, I'm not gonna make it over the obstacle. Come on, Jacob, you can do it. Do it, get over the obstacle. And there we go. So I finished the workout in around 9:55. First time I've actually ever able to actually finish this workout. I've tried twice, and they held me back both times. Both the times it was because of the handstand obstacle. This way I changed up my kind of strategy for it.
I got it. Score. I think honestly the only reason I did get it was because I took everything else a little bit slower. Because I decided, you know, if I got to the handstand obstacle and I was completely burned out, it wasn't gonna happen. So I took the first 3 portions, the lunge, the box step ups, and the strict handstand push-ups a little bit slower than normal. That way I had something to give once I got to the handstand obstacle. But you know what? It feels good. It feels good to finish that. I can finally die now. I can finally live a happy man.
So guys, well, that's it. That's how I attacked it. If you try attempt a workout like this, let me know. Tag me in it. I've already presented scaling options, so make sure you choose a scaling option that's important to increase intensity or keep intensity. Remember, this is not the open, so like if you can't do strict handstand push-ups, don't do strict handstand push-ups. Like if it's not the open, you don't have to attempt it. Like just maybe you should keep practicing strict handstand push-ups to prepare for the open, but in this case, you don't have to do it. Anyways, thanks for hanging out, guys. If you want to watch a video just like this, click up here. Thanks for hanging out. Talk to you guys later. See ya!